So with that being said, let's get started. I hope this inspires you and encourages you and gets you back on track. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Rose, and if you're a returning visitor, thank you so much for your support. Today we're going to go through the journal prompt blog post that I wrote the other day, and this is meant to provide some additional encouragement and inspiration so that you can complete that with success and feel like you're going in the right direction. So my first suggestion is to go back to your vision board from whenever you created it in 2021, or at the beginning of this year, of course, and really go back to what you were thinking during that time. I know when I look at my vision board, which I have here, there was a lot more hope, I guess, before the year begins and sort of what I wanted it to look like. And in many cases, I am not achieving what I wanted. But it's important to be honest about those things because then we can get back on track easily. And part of the reason why I have decided to do this in May instead of doing it in June or July is so that more of the year doesn't go by where I know in the back of my mind that I'm not achieving what I want, or I need to evaluate my habits on a daily basis. All right, so what we're gonna do here is go first through the actual journal prompts that I wrote on the page. So the first is, are you honoring your heart's desires, or are you living out someone else's dream for your life? The reason why I believe this is so important to evaluate is we can easily get off track because we are actually subconsciously or consciously doing our best to make someone else happy or please someone else, even if that's a boss or a parent or someone that would traditionally be associated with, yes, we want to keep those people happy. Oftentimes their goals don't align with ours, and it's imperative to check in with yourself and make sure you're not just doing your day-to-day without being more aware of how you're actually feeling and where you wanted to be, because it's easy to live out someone else's dream, whereas sometimes it takes a little bit more courage to live out the dream that you have for yourself. The other thought here is that our opinions are technically the only ones that should matter. So our opinions of ourselves, or they should at least have the most weight in our lives. We shouldn't be weighing someone else's opinion or perspective of us over our own. Now, of course, there's exceptions to this. If there's something destructive going on in your life or something like that, then of course you may need the help of someone outside of your mind to help you with that. But in general, how we are feeling about something and our opinion of ourselves, whether we're performing at the right level or if we're doing our best and things like that, we should be able to honestly look at ourselves and judge that for ourselves. Again, not to beat ourselves up, but to really give an honest opinion of where we are and how far away we are from where we want to be, I should say. This honesty about our progress and if we're truly honoring what we want in life will help answer the next question. So the next one is, do you listen to the ever small nudge to go for your dreams? I think I wrote this separately as, are you listening to your intuition? So there's often times, at least that I found in my life, where, something as simple as if it's 2 p.m., I know personally that I can't drink coffee after that time, and maybe someone has suggested to go get coffee at that time, and I have to tell myself, okay, I'm just gonna have tea. And even this slight little tiny thing of actually honoring myself in that moment and knowing what's best for me, regardless of what the other person wants or even what we want, even what our flesh wants, right? Sometimes I want a coffee at 2 p.m., but I know it's gonna keep me up at night. So honoring that little nudge or that intuition to say, I'm not gonna have a coffee after 2 p.m. Will help instill trust in ourselves and our intuition. Of course, there's much bigger things here at play most of the time. It could be as simple as something like not taking a right turn where you normally get to work and instead taking a left turn just because you feel like something's going on, and then later you find out that that road was blocked or something like that and it would have taken 20 more minutes to get to work. These little things where we do listen to our intuition are extremely important, and I promise you that the more that you trust yourself and the more you follow those little small things, the more trust you will build in yourself, and then when it comes to big things, you know you can lean on what your gut is saying. Of course, checking this with logic, but it is a very good tool, and it also helps us to differentiate between what other people want for us and what we want for ourselves. And then the last part of this journal prompt that I posted was, what can you do today to go in the direction of your dreams? So once you've evaluated these first two questions of, are you going in the right direction? And then from a day-to-day basis, are you following your intuition? You can finally say, okay, what can I change now to create this dream I had for my life in 2022? And where am I on track, and where have I been courageous enough to follow this? Or where maybe is there a consistent theme where you don't follow your intuition repeatedly on a specific topic, but in every other area you're good, which is usually my case. This is something where you can immediately make a difference today and start to feel better about the direction of where you're going in your life. And you know, there's always, of course, these posts that say it's never too late, and I truly believe that. But at the same time, if we're not doing this check-in, then eventually you will be on the wrong path. Whereas if we reel it in a little bit and we really evaluate what our vision board looked like and what our original goals look like from the beginning of the year, then we can absolutely accomplish and get to the end of the year and feel good about it. The only other thing I wanted to do today was basically just give examples of some things that maybe you did do in these 5 categories, if you so chose to do the 5 categories of healthy body, mindfulness, career, hobbies, and of course I added relationships this year. But one of the things is just doing this journal prompt. So if you actually take the action to do this journal prompt, you can feel good about that, and definitely do feel good about it if you do it. Even if you just think it through and don't write it down, it's something to be proud that you have done. One of the other things I listed here is to just make progress in your mindset. And if you have made progress since even the beginning of the year, or maybe even last week, I know that I have been making huge strides in this area of just waking up every morning and trying to reset my mind. If you're anything like me, which I haven't met too many people like this, but sometimes you just wake up on the wrong side of the bed seemingly every day, and you have to really focus to get your thoughts back in order. Or if things start to feel really repetitive, it can be easy to just let those thoughts come and go without being aware of what's going through your mind. So simple things like this, where if you have become even 1% more aware of what you're thinking, that is something to be proud of. The next one I wrote here is maybe you got a gym membership, or maybe you have started walking more and getting outside more. Any of those things, even if you did it one more time than you did it last year, then be proud of it. And if you want to continue it, then keep going and get back on track. Or maybe you have made more time for a hobby. I don't know if I've mentioned this yet on this channel, but I started ballroom dancing, and it has, the timing of things have come in conflict with other things. So I've had to make time for this, and I've had to prioritize it on my own because I know it's something that I want to continue to get better at, and also the place I go to is amazing. Another thing that I mentioned here is perhaps you have improved something in your career or your daily work life, or maybe you've made a suggestion or really gotten into a good groove at work where you will be bonus or promotion eligible. And I think that these things shouldn't be overlooked. We just got through a very, very long period that was difficult, being in the pandemic, potentially working from home 100% of the time, not being around people at work. And now that we're starting to move through that, I can't say that we're totally past it, but now that we're starting to move through it, I think, or I've noticed that people are becoming more focused again on their careers, and it's a much more balanced approach now. But at the same time, still be proud of yourself. Maybe you're not a workaholic anymore, but at the same time, if you are contributing at a higher level than you have before, then please notice yourself and please give yourself that recognition, and make sure that you bring it up to your boss in a humble way, but in a way that also makes sure you are recognizing your own influence in the organization. So, in summary, I hope that this journal prompt is inspiring to you. I hope that it helps you to see where you've made progress, and it encourages you to get back on track on the areas that you haven't been. I appreciate all of you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.